Good evening, everyone. Boo. Thank you for joining us this evening for our Wednesday evening spin into the stillness. I find myself still a little in tech purgatory, and so we are making it work. We're making it work through a variety of other avenues, so we aren't going to look exactly like we've been, but we're here, and we are doing it. Thanks for being here. Now, this is our time that we get still. We find ourselves talking, speaking, communicating with our deep self, our soul self, the voice that is speaking the truth to all of us at all times. And we like to give our discussion, our communication, some guidance and some focus. And so we do that through a couple of different ways. We begin by stating an intention for tonight's meditation. And thank you for everyone who's finding us here tonight. And we are beginning by just making a statement about something that we would like to experience as a result of our meditating this evening. And it is the week of Halloween, which is why I'm dressed in my little get-up. So here we are, and here we will play for a bit more. By setting that intention, we begin to focus in on some of those things that we are looking for in our lives, some of those ways that we are looking to evolve and move into a better state of our own being. And so we state that intention. It doesn't have to be complicated. It's just a few words. I want more peace in my life. I want to be able to sleep better. I would like to have a little more intuition or insight about something that I am working on or towards. So let's just pause right now. I recommend that we write them down, because this way we punctuate our focus. We, again, give it more voice by writing it, tuning ourselves in with the vibration of that intention. And again, I collect them, or I write them on little slips of paper just like this, because if we were in person, I would gather those little slips of paper and we would send those intentions off into the flames, meaning we would write it down, be clear, and then we would release it. We would not attach ourselves to the outcome, rather allow the universe to participate in fulfilling that intention or providing us the information that we are looking for. So let's do that now while we're here. Let's set that intention, shall we? So I've written mine down, and I'm going to write on another slip of paper everyone's intentions. Because this then becomes the proxy. This becomes the way that we can gather all of the energy from what all of you are putting down as your intention for tonight's meditation. And then we burn this as if I would be collecting all of them and burning them in a public space, or in the burning bowl in a public space. So this is yours, mine, and ours, all here. I'm kicking it off by writing mine. We're going to add energy to it as we move through our little evening together. So that's the first way that we focus ourselves. The second way that we focus ourselves is we draw an oracle card. We have been using the Star Codes Astro deck for quite some time now. I love this deck. It's simple. It's easy to understand. It has a message for all of us, regardless of what sun sign we are. But it also gives us suggestions of activities, the challenges that we might have in what we might feel that we see from the card, and also what the gift is for that card. Now, I don't have two cameras tonight, so I'm going to hold up the card as I read about it, so you'll be able to study it as I read it, but I will not be able to have the screen up where I have the card, so I will hopefully remember to put a photograph of the card in the comments of both the YouTube and the Facebook page. So look for it there if you forget, but for now I'm going to hold it up as I read about it, but we're going to draw it first. So I draw the top cards. I'm going to shuffle here, and then we're going to draw the top card and read more about that card. And again, please remember to say hello. Hit like on wherever you're watching this, either on YouTube or Facebook. I'm not sure if it's showing up on Facebook. I've had some issues again. I'm still in my techno limbo, but if you can find it, please direct others there. Otherwise, we are definitely on YouTube, as I've just seen. That's the Spiritual Spinister on YouTube. Right, so let's do this. We're going to draw the top card. That is our card. This card is the answer to the questions that we've had, is the emphasis on the statement that we've just made. It's the insight we're seeking, and it's for all of us. So whatever we've individually put down, we're going to get one answer on this Halloween Eve, and we're going to dive a little more deeper. We're going to have some deeper dialogue with our inner self, with our divine self. That card is, you can see I'm drawing the top one. They can't get any better than this, guys. So the card for this on our Halloween Eve is 8th house. Sorry if it's mirrored, but the card is mystery. Come on, this is how the universe works. I love it. Mystery. So I'm going to hold up the card as I read again. We've got some techno purgatory issues as a result of my computer, breaking my computer, but hold up the card. I'm trying to hold it as close as I can as I read about the card. We can see it's a very Halloween theme. I did not plan this, I swear. So cool. So cool. I'm so tickled. So let's read it. That is card number 46. Really tripping out here. Mystery. So sorry. There we go. 8th house. Mystery. If your chart were a village map, the 8th house would be on the corner of the red light district, next to a mortuary and a savings and loan bank. It is a private house where we deal with things we don't talk about in public. Sex, death, debts, loans, psychic phenomenon. Here, we deal with other people's resources and how they are exchanged, money, bodies, thoughts, and work, and how we inherit goods and attitudes. This house can feel uncomfortable, but it's a place where we can transform. Our action on this card: access the power dynamics between you and other people around important resources like sex, money, and inheritedness. Notice if a relative or boss withholds money until you behave, or if you or a lover withholds sex until some other need is met. Just get clear in your own mind if anyone is pulling strings and trying to heal dysfunctional dynamics with clear and healthy boundaries. If anyone is pulling strings and try to heal dysfunctional dynamics with clear and healthy boundaries. Seduce honestly. Not all strange sexual dynamics or unusual financial arrangements are a problem. If you understand your peculiarities and don't feel coerced or controlled by them, they are just a part of who you are. Financial investors and advisors, consultants, ministers, lovers, intuitives, brain trusts, auctioneers, and investigators all work with 8th house affairs. And they work with integrity. And if they work with integrity, do so productively. Develop your 2nd house resources, your own money, sense of worth, and body confidence to strengthen your freedom and bargaining power and operate in this realm with grace. Engage the resources handed to you, but make your own judgment calls. The 8th house calls for one last freedom, to acknowledge that death exists and be fully alive in response. The challenge of this card, yes, it can be tempting to manipulate by withholding love, power, or money, and hard to step away when someone else is jerking those chains. The gift of this card: face your own worst fears and step through. Feel that liberation. The trap of manipulation falls away when you don't bite the hook. Now, I did not plan on this card for a Halloween Eve. I swear to you. However, what I was hoping for, because this is we are still using the deck for the first time for many of these cards, I was hoping to be able to focus on a topic of identifying and moving past our fears. It was literally just a gift from the universe that we drew this card that really addresses those fears. So, entirely appropriate. The 8th house, the card is mystery, a very Halloween looking card. They are quite lovely. We can see the stained glass window, we can see the skull as well as the flowers. The theme had a lot to do tonight with those things like that we don't want to talk about: sex and money and death. But those don't have to be your worst fears. This card is speaking to you specifically. And so I would tally up the artwork, what we've read about the card, and just how you feel as you see this card up there and drawn. And I am going to encourage us all to get comfortable, and we can begin to relax and go more deeply into our meditation. Again, I cannot put the card up. Unfortunately, I don't have access to another camera right now. However, I will put the card up, at least on Facebook, in the comments. It is 8th house and mystery, and hopefully I'll be able to get it up in YouTube. If not, we can put a link to the YouTube video on Facebook, and we can get back. We'll make sure everybody gets cross-posted. And again, appreciate your flexibility as we move through some technical limbo issues that I have because I don't have my personal computer right now. So working off an iPad and some other resources. Thank you for joining. Again, if you are just joining us, we're about to enter into meditation. If you've set your intention, our card is 8th house mystery. I did not plan for this. And we are working on addressing our fears. And how do all of these things address that intention that you just set? How does this card speak to that intention? So let's get comfortable. I'm going to put up our beautiful little first picture. This house that I'm going to bring us back to is a house that is on the street of a good friend of mine who I went to visit recently in Tulsa, Oklahoma. This is not his house, this is his neighbor's house. But what a lovely Halloween festive place that is. I'll keep that up there for you. But for now, begin to relax as we take some breaths together. Inhaling deeply and exhaling slowly. Breathing in and out, with every breath becoming more and more relaxed. And as our bodies become more and more relaxed, we begin to realize that we are not experiencing any pain or any anxiety. Our relaxed bodies are also becoming relaxed minds, relaxed emotions, and we allow our bodies to start to feel softer and softer. We feel safe. We feel so at ease because we're about to go a little more deep. And let us imagine that our bodies, as they get softer and softer, begin to become translucent. And as they do, we see in the center where our heart is a gentle glow of a beautiful orange light. This light is our essence. And that essence is growing more and more bright as we feel it, as we feel its complete perfection, pain-free, anxiety-free. We are both witness to this presence as well as the owner and commander of this presence. Now everything else around this bright, shining orange light, which almost might appear like a flickering flame, everything around it begins to fade away, leaving only this beautiful, energized presence that we are in a vast, dark space. And as it glows brightly, we begin to sense the voice coming from the darkness. It is a disembodied voice, but it sounds remarkably like our own. Speaking to us in the language that we know it to speak. Our own communication with ourself. We hear it say, "You you, I, and I, you, are safe right now in this infinite ether, this infinite universe. We are, you are, I am, you, I, you, are safe. And this voice from this vast dark universe, this voice from within us, invites us to imagine something that we are fearing right now in our life. Personally, or as a community, something that we have avoided looking directly at. It is most likely a truth or a non-truth, a deception that we fear. But ultimately, our facing this fear is itself a truth. Imagine that fear. Whatever it is, whatever it looks like, a situation, a person, imagine that fear morphing into a nightmare creature. However you want to see that Halloween fear. Because as we look at this creature that we have summoned so we could view, we realize that the fear that we called this, the fear that we called forward, we are actually not afraid of in this peaceful and safe space. So as ugly or as potentially frightening as we thought it might be here in this safe space, this fear has no power. This situation has no power. This person has no power over us. And as this really begins to take hold in our essence, we notice this creature. It may look like some monster or some insect or something that we have feared in the past. Begin to slowly morph into just the silliest, stupidest, ridiculous creature we've ever seen. Think of this fear suddenly morphing from that loathsome thing to one of the Teletubbies speaking gibberish, or the silliest cartoon character like SpongeBob, or someone in your family that was always so silly. This fear has become something to be amused by. The mystery of this fear, the answer to the mystery is just looking at it as we've done, in its form, and realizing we have the power to make it change form in our own mind, essence, and body. Let us reach out for this silly-looking, fun-loving, ridiculously silly creature, and let us throw our arms around it. Bring it close, because we also realize something we've known in our hearts all along. That this fear is not from outside, it is from within. It is a part of who we are. We choose to see it as silly or as frightening as we would like. And so we choose at this moment to see this silly, fun, oogly boogly creature that makes us laugh or roll our eyes. We can embrace it, and we can allow it, as we embrace it, to just dissolve in our embrace until it's gone. We are once again alone in this dark but so safe universe. We feel empowered. We want to return to enjoy how far we've come in dealing with this fear and turning it into what we would like, so that we could ultimately embrace it and let it go. And so let us now return to our bodies. Let's imagine this essence that we are becoming a thick pillar of smoke, beautiful mist that begins to creep back into that translucent body, filling it, filling every corner of it with essence. And when it does, we can feel ourselves be reanimated in our material body. We feel those toes. We feel our fingertips. We can wiggle around. We can return completely by taking 3 quick breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale again and exhale quickly. Inhale one more time and exhale quickly. And open our eyes. And we're back. We're back. Taking a look at that fear. It's the difference between making this little car, that little skull there, become that silly animated skeleton. We can do this. We can overcome those fears. We've been invited to. The cards have shown us how. I swear I didn't pick this card first, but we got the mystery tonight. So I'm going to show you that, but you're going to be able to see that I'm doing it. Here we go. You'll be able to see the, let me be able to turn around. Let's see. There's the bowl. I'll show you the bowl when we burn. So I'm going to send one up And I'm going to send the other right behind it. So I'm going to start with my intention. I'm going to burn it, but I'm going to toss our other ones in. I like to make sure they grab onto the same flame if possible. So this is everyone's intentions. This is mine. I'm going to start mine first. There we go. I'm tossing the next one in right after it so it can burn. And you can see a little bit there. There we go. Burning away. There we go. So that's it. They're out. All those intentions are out, only to be returned to us. I so appreciate you finding me again. It's still in technical limbo. This might be a bit of time, but I so appreciate you are finding us and participating and giving yourself these few moments of stillness. Tomorrow is Halloween. I hope that you're all planning on having some fun, trying on some new ideas about yourself. And I'll be posting a little video tomorrow about that. And remember to vote Tuesday or send in your ballots if you can. Otherwise, I will see you here. I will be here with you next week at this time. Have a wonderful